Atlanta is Burning by John Paul Porter. Act 1, Scene 1. Morning, a street in Atlanta, 1864. Lights up on an exhausted Fiona, clothes torn and dirty, sitting on a log set upright like a stool. The cart, its poles pointing upstage. Miss Sally enters.
You tired, honey?
Between you and me, I am down to my last bone.
Oh, looks like you could use a bath and a good meal.
You got one?
You want a job?
Doing what?
Being nice to men.
I got a record of being not so nice to men.
That'd be something my house don't handle.
Pardon?
You got to go all the way to New Orleans to get into that whipping business. That's a specialty item my house don't provide.
Huh?
Honey, at my house, we're just old-fashioned kind of girls. We're nice to men. Real nice.
How nice?
Nice as a woman can be.
So I have to sleep with them.
No. Tell you the truth, there ain't much sleep involved, but there's money involved.
How much?
As much money as a woman like you could ever make in this town.
How much?
Depends on how much you want to work. Woman really wants to set her mind to it, she could make $1 a night, maybe even $2 a night.
How many men would I have to be nice to make that kind of money?
At my house, it's $1 a throw. And you get 10%.
A dime.
My. Now, how about that?
What?
You're the first girl I actually knew what 10% of $1 was. Here I thought you was green as grass, come down out of them hills. You did come down from out of them hills, didn't you, honey?
Yes, I did. Got an education on that road, too.
How far did you walk to get to Atlanta?
100 miles if you walk straight line.
Oh,
But
none of us do, honey.
I ain't walk no straight line getting here.
No, none of us do. Now, me, I'm in the only business they let a woman be in. Called the oldest business for a reason. It's not a bad business. Look at it this way. You got it. You sell it, but you still got it.
Maybe. But you got all those strangers who come and go.
Why don't you stand up and turn around for me?
Huh?
I need to get a better look at you.
Why?
Well, this is my business. I got an eye for these sorts of things. Why don't you stand up and turn around?
I ain't some cow at a fair.
All right. You just sit there. Uh-huh. Okay. We can work with this.
What?
Now, I reckon after you had a nice hot bath and get some new clothes on you, a girl like you could clear $5 a week easy.
Would that be gold or Confederate folding money?
Well, now, ain't you a sharp one? Huh. All right, Missy. This is what you need to know. There ain't much gold left in this town. But what little gold there is does tend to visit my house.
You pay your girls in gold?
Oh, my God, I ought to make you my assistant.
How much does that pay?
Well, I don't pay nothing because I don't need an assistant. Come to think of it, I ain't so sure I need a smart woman under my roof. Liable to cause me a lot of trouble. On the other hand, it's always good for business to bring in a new girl, especially one who's pretty. And right now I'm short a girl at my house. So listen, I pay my girls 3 things: room, board, and good Confederate folding money.
If I ever went into your line of work, I would only take gold.
Oh, and listen to you. I bet you ain't got one friend in this whole town, else you wouldn't be sitting out here like you're doing. Now, ain't that so?
Just about.
You already look like a woman in my line of work.
You're dressed a hell of a lot better than me.
Like it? Nice, isn't it? You want to dress like this? I got a whole room full of dresses. Well, that's part of the deal, too. Oh, I forgot to mention that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But right now, you're too dirty to even be in the house. First thing you'll do is take a good, long, hot bath. Wouldn't you like to be clean again?
Yes.
Of course you would. The way you're dressed now, you'd be lucky to get a penny a throw. Be lucky they don't throw you in jail. Think you're going to get paid in gold out here? Ha! I bet you never even seen gold.
Yes, I have.
Oh, well, that may be. But a good stiff breeze blow you halfway across town right about now. But if you come with me by tonight, you'll have a bath, a meal, a dress, a place to sleep, and you won't get yourself arrested being a common woman of the town.
I don't want to be in your line of work.
Oh, ain't so bad. Some girls even learn to like it.
A girl might love one man in her life, but she sure as hell ain't gonna love 10 in one night.
Well, now.
Not for no $1.
Okay.
A whore ain't gonna be my identity.
What the hell does that even mean? You ought to listen to your stomach, girl. I bet you're hungry.
Ain't that hungry?
Ever slept with a man? Is that it? Never done it. Saving yourself for marriage. Like a good girl.
Good.
Well, that's how we all start out, honey. As good girls. Then things happen. Are you a virgin?
Why should I tell you?
Well, we do a special thing when a virgin comes to my place, or any new girl. Any new girl is a virgin. Men such stock in that. I've made a damn good living from the foolishness of men for the last 10 years, and there ain't nothing makes a man more foolish than to think he's going to bed with a virgin. So we do a special thing when we get a new girl at my house. We hold an auction.
An auction?
Never heard of one?
I seen a slave sold at an auction once.
Well, so there you go, you know.
And now it's my turn?
Well, it's kind of an honor.
No, thank you. I've seen an auction.
A well-dressed, middle-aged man, Uncle Max Rosenblum, enters.
Ladies,
Mr. Max, how are you this morning?
well, I guess I've seen better mornings.
Oh, haven't we all? First time I heard that gave me the willies. A few weeks later, almost sounds like a rooster.
Is this a new girl of yours?
We don't know that yet.
Cannon.
Well, I have to hurry. Good morning to you all.
He exits.
Regular of mine. One of the richest men in town. What you need right now is a good, safe place to wait out this hell. Why don't you come work for me, girlie?
How much of that auction money would be mine?
Well, let's do a little figuring. After I deduct, a meal, a bath, a good dress, maybe a splash of perfume.
And some sleep? I need some sleep before I do anything else.
And the cost of a bed. Well, add all that up and remember, we don't know what you'd bring at auction.
Plenty.
Okay. You'd bring plenty.
Goddamn right.
Oh, don't be cussing. There ain't no cussing in my house. I don't run that kind of place.
How much of that blood money would be mine?
Well, that all depends on who shows up. Most men are out there fighting Yankees. But there's still a few prospects around. And tonight is Saturday night. It's always my best night. I'll send the word out. Got a new one at Miss Sally's. Right nice, too.
I want 20% of that auction money.
Now, just who do you think you are?
I am not stupid. That is who I am. How much would be my cut?
I'll give you $5. You let me auction you off at my place tonight.
Gold or Confederate?
Rule number 1 at my house, Miss Sally, that's me, gets all the gold. All my girls get paid in good Confederate folding money.
Goodbye.
All right. But I got an eye for these kinds of things, honey, and I can tell. Sooner or later, you are cut out for my line of work.
Wait. You got a card table at your house?
Of course I do.
Then I could do more for your house than just lie down and spread my legs.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
I can deal cards.
Really?
I can make those cards behave.
Where in the hell did you learn to deal cards?
Lights fade. End of scene. Act 1, Scene 2. Bright sunshine, a country road in Georgia. Birds sing. From a cart, Fiona takes a bucket, a rag, a book, and a pair of boots. She sits on a stump, cleans her face. When finished cleaning her face, she opens a book. As Nathan Rosenblum enters, turning the poles of the cart from upstage to downstage, as if he's just arriving.
Yes, my God, it must be the bloodlines.
You sold something?
$1.20 worth.
Woohoo!
They had a certain kind of laundry on the line, and I said to myself, Nathan, they will buy from you. They are good, clean living people, and they want better things.
Good.
On the road 3 weeks, and this is the first day I got off my tuchus and knocked on doors. Necessity is the mother of invention and convention. Today I am a salesman, and look, I traded that mold to make bullets for a little side of bacon.
Oh, Nathan.
There's a verse in the Talmud about a Jew eating bacon. Or one of these days, I will find that verse.
Let's eat now. I'm so hungry.
Oh, my dear, for the first time ever, I'm on fire with drive and ambition to sell. There's still time for one more house, maybe even 2. And the next half-mile of road looks to be downhill.
Oh, Nathan. Can we eat early tonight?
Come to think of it, early might not be a bad idea.
Thank you.
She takes a skillet and plates from the cart to make dinner.
How far are we from Atlanta?
12 miles is my best guess.
Can't we go straight there?
Let's take it in stages, my dear. A mile or 2 a day.
I almost think you don't want to get back.
Only because I'm having too much fun here.
Do you have more books in Atlanta? Because I finished everything you brought along.
Everything?
Well, I started this one a second time.
You are some sort of genius.
I am curious. I am burdened up with curiosity.
All intelligence is related to curiosity, and you are indeed one curious woman.
Other than my father, you are the only man who ever treated me like I have a mind. You have no idea how much I appreciate that.
Appreciation is best when it runs both ways.
I've never met a Jewish man before. If they're all like you, I like them.
You're good luck you met me first.
Because you're a regular mensch.
That's right. I mean, on my good days.
What are you on a bad day?
Well...
What are you on your worst day?
Why even ask me that?
It just popped in my mind.
On any day, any man can be as bad as any other.
That's a terrible thought.
But the difference is, I'd feel guilty. I mean, after.
Guilt is a great civilizing influence.
My God, where'd you get that idea?
You. I got it from you. I'm quoting you.
Oh, right.
Did you get that idea from a book, or is it one of your own?
I believe that one was handed down to me through the generations.
God, I love talking to you.
Well, we were meant to find each other, Fiona. There's fate, there's free will, there's chance.
And there's usually trouble. You see, I'm thinking like a Jewish person now.
Or Irish. But tonight we won't talk of trouble.
Tonight, no troubles.
Because what we have here...
This is good.
A great mistake to think that something somewhere else is always better. Because this is good.
Yes. Except for the mosquitoes.
Yes, and the fleas.
And we're almost out of that good soap you had in your car.
I never sold any of it. I gave it all to you.
Because we're camping out, Nathan. And I know you have a house in Atlanta, don't you?
Atlanta might not be a picnic, my dear.
Why?
I have family there.
That's not a good thing?
Unless you want to hear a novel, never ask a Jewish man about his family.
Oh,
All you really need to know is what I've already told you. What I have left is an uncle, and it's his house, not mine.
but it's a big house.
Biggest in that part of town, trust me. But instead of talking about that, let's play cards and talk about books.
Yes, you are showing me how to win at cards.
I was showing you how to cheat at cards. It's a very different thing.
Show me the short shuffle again.
I really shouldn't do this.
Yes, you should.
What I like about it most is the wonder of doing something well that is difficult.
An excellent thing is as difficult as it is rare.
You're quoting Spinoza to me now?
I've read that about an hour ago.
No one would ever believe this. In the Georgia countryside, I'm having this conversation.
Show me how to deal the cards. I want to be excellent and rare.
You are already both of those things. But okay, watch. Ace of Hearts. The whole thing is a great dare. It takes much skill, much nerve. King of Hearts.
How do you do that?
Now, before I show you, you have to listen to me, because this part's important. Never do this.
What?
Cheat at cards. Not unless you're in some sort of great pinch. If you're too good, people get mad. Never try to win too much, especially not in one night. That's a good way to get shot. Or tarred and feathered. Queen of Hearts.
I want to learn that.
Always let them win at least a little. At the end of the night, walk away ahead, yes, but always make certain that you can walk away. Jack of Hearts.
How do you do that?
Only one word really matters. Practice. Ten of Hearts.
Royal flush. Top hand. Can't be beat. You're a magician.
I'd rather do this as a magic trick in a parlor than to win at poker in a real game.
Why?
One gets me admiration, even wonder. The other might get me killed, or even worse, hurt.
You promised to show me more.
Don't you want to talk about books?
Ugh, cards now, books later.
I've shown you too much already. The short shuffle, the fast shuffle, the bordello shuffle.
The invisible cut, the quick cut, the bottom deal.
And pattern. It's always a great distraction if you talk.
Yes.
Boy, what am I doing teaching you these things?
You said it yourself. The education of Fiona McQuillan.
I'm not so sure.
Well, I love it when you teach me these things, Nathan.
I am sure that's why I became a teacher.
I love you because you teach me these things.
I believe that explains most everything.
Oh, Nathan. Sometimes you make me so happy.
Fiona,
There are times out here when it's almost perfect.
shh, don't ever say that word.
What?
That things are that word.
Can't they be? For just one night?
There have been beautiful days,
Yes.
but it's a dangerous thing to say.
That things are perfect?
Shh, never say it out loud. Just hold it in that place you call your soul. Be quiet and be grateful.
What if I said things are good?
I could be convinced of good. I am so very easy to convince.
Laughing and kissing, they roll on the ground together. In a moment, horses are heard, far away, then galloping closer, closer still.
Oh my God! Quick!
They throw the blanket over the fire and huddle by the cart as horses thunder close by, then recede into the distance.
See? See?
Oh my God.
Never say everything is perfect.
Oh.
Riders at night, never a good thing.
They didn't see us.
Not this time. Pure luck. My heart is beating like a guilty man.
You have a gun in the cart.
That's a pistol. 2-shot Derringer. A weapon for a lady's purse. I took it in case I ran into snakes.
This is why I want to get to Atlanta.
The armies are going to Atlanta, Fiona. They're fighting their way there. We're between two armies.
The armies are to the north and the west of us. We are between two armies. Not yet.
But they're going to
We are
Atlanta.
not between two armies. Not yet.
We're going to Atlanta.
Yes, because all roads lead there. Except for the one we seem to be walking. When are we going to Atlanta, Nathan?
I tell you what, let's play some cards and we'll talk.
I'll deal. I need the practice. How many times have you cheated at cards?
Twice.
Only twice?
3 times to push my luck.
If I was good at cards, I would cheat every time and never lose.
It's not a good thing to do often, and you're dealing from the bottom of the deck.
You didn't see that?
Yes, I did.
Just pretend you didn't. And are we playing for matchsticks or rocks?
Matchsticks. I already own all the rocks.
Ante up.
Nathan opens a box of wooden matchsticks, divides them, and each throws in a single one.
There's a lot you need to learn before you ever get into a real card game.
You'll teach me.
I shouldn't.
Yes, you should. I want to be good at something. Books and cards. That will be enough for me.
Some say an honorable man would never cheat at cards.
They don't have to live their life as a woman.
You don't want this to be your identity, that you cheat at cards.
A week ago, I had never even heard that word. Use it in that sentence again.
You are born with half your identity, and the other half you choose.
No. The other sentence.
Her identity was this. She was young and beautiful and from Georgia.
And smart. You forgot smart.
You are the smartest woman I have ever met. So you don't need to cheat at cards.
Yes, I do. The world ain't ever gonna let me be good at anything except being a woman, which means pretty or nice. But I want to be smart too. I bet 2 matchsticks.
The dealer never bets first.
Well, I know that, but you're stalling. Are you gonna bet?
2 matchsticks.
I see you're 2 and stay in the game. How many cards?
3.
Dealer takes 2.
It's been the best weeks of my life, Fiona.
Mine too.
I should have been back at Atlanta a long time ago.
Why don't we go straight there tomorrow?
When I get there, my uncle will say, "You leave with a full card and come home with nothing?"
Am I nothing?
No, of course not.
So you can tell him that. Are you gonna play this hand? Because it's your bet.
3 matchsticks.
Trying to bluff me, huh? I'll see the 3 and raise you 2. Are you going to introduce me to your uncle?
Well, that would be
What? What would it be?
problematic.
What's that word mean?
It might mean trouble. I'll see you 2 and raise you 2 more.
Your uncle won't like me?
Well,
Because I'm not Jewish.
I always say this about you. You learn quick.
Then we should give him no choice with the matter.
Pardon?
We should stop in this little town and get married.
What?
The thought hadn't crossed your mind?
Well,
Because you've been acting like a married couple.
yes, but
Is it my fault I let it happen? You pressed the issue, but I was just as curious as you.
some nights it's been like
the Garden of Eden around here. Yes, you've told me that, but maybe it's time to make it legal?
oh,
I have had 7 proposals, 2 engagements, and 1 busted wedding. I drove more men crazy up in Catoosa County than you can count. But you're the one I want, Nathan. You're the one I'm going to keep.
do I get any say in this?
Yes. You got to say yes.
Oh,
A few minutes, that's all it would take. Every little town has a justice of peace. It doesn't have to be at a church. What church would even take us? Unless it could be in one of what do you call yours?
synagogue?
Could we get married in one of those?
No.
Well, justice of the peace then. It's all settled. Whose bet is it? Oh, it's mine. I'll see you 2 and raise you 2 more. You know, this is really a pretty good idea.
You really want to marry me?
You are the smartest, kindest, and one of the most handsome men I have ever met. And you're funny, too.
You don't know all my bad points yet.
Like what?
Oh, I'm a terrible man. Probably one of the worst men on earth.
How so?
Well, for one, I'm not a brave man, Fiona.
You're not brave enough to marry me?
Now, I didn't say that.
What do you like to say? I'm brave enough to marry you?
Oi.
I've been meaning to ask you the whole time. What does oi mean?
Oi means oi.
You are the happiest thing that has ever come into my life, Nathan. And you have said that very same sentence to me more than once. Now, isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay, so?
I'll see your 2 matchsticks. What do you got?
Ha! 3 of a kind beats a pair.
My dear, be very careful at being too good at cards.
Let's play for real money.
You need to practice a whole lot before that ever happens. Here, take these. They're yours, in case you want to practice.
And then we'll play for real money.
Not yet.
But we're going to Atlanta, starting tomorrow, straight there.
Well,
And when we get to Atlanta, you'll introduce me to your uncle.
my dear,
I want you to answer these questions, Nathan.
I'll tell you what let's do.
He takes a
I'll
money
s-
pouch from his belt.
I'll split everything I have with you.
Really?
I want you to have half of this, right down the middle.
Now we can play poker.
No. It's so that
What?
in case we're separated, there are riders on the road at night, and armies out there, robbers, and
And snakes?
anything could happen on these roads.
Are you trying to get away from me, Nathan? Are we going to Atlanta together?
I know that's what you want, but
What?
life begins in Atlanta.
Now is all we ever have. The eternal now. You're the one who taught me that. Everything we have is happening now.
Yes, but
Your plan on leaving? On leaving me behind? Separated, Nathan?
one should always be prepared.
Talk of marriage makes you plan your escape? Makes you lose your nerve?
My dear,
I have walked halfway across the state barefoot. There were days when I got men to give me food and nights when I hid from the same men because I knew they would rape me if they found me. And I kept walking. And I walked and walked, and I was hungry and tired and dirty and scared. And then I found you, Nathan. And you gave me food, and you gave me soap and turned your back when I washed myself in the river.
most of the time I turn my back, but I
And
had to
you
look a
gave
little.
You gave me books. You gave me boots over there so I didn't have to walk barefoot anymore. But one of these days, I want a good pair of women's shoes. Maybe 2 good pair. Maybe 7 good pair. And a better dress than the one I left home in. And I don't want to camp out for half of forever. I want books and card games and better food and a nice place to live. And a man to be with who knows what I am worth. And I thought you were that man, Nathan. Now, are you?
I hope so.
Not even yes? Only a hope so?
Yes. Yes.
God, I hope so.
Fiona,
I am strong, but there's a point where anyone can be broken. Don't push me to that point.
I want you to have this. This is half. Exactly half. Now, you take this.
The guilty flee where none pursueth?
I just want us to be prepared.
And what about this? Are you going to divide this?
Now, there's only one of these, so you'll have to win this at poker.
Is this the place where I tell a joke about a Jew and his money?
No, don't ever tell those jokes. They're not funny. Here, take it.
No, I want to win it from you at poker. Let's play some cards.
I think it's time we get some sleep.
And I'd rather play cards, not play at something else.
It's bedtime.
Yes, your favorite time of day. Well, tonight, it's just sleep.
He rises and takes pillows from the cart.
It's lucky I bought 2 of these. Such a luxury out here. Pillows? Here, take yours. Please? It's been a long day. Lucky I came prepared.
For what?
Anything. I mean with this cart.
You had so many nice things in your cart.
Yes, and now they're almost gone.
Which means it's time to go to Atlanta.
Well,
Because your car is empty and your uncle is waiting.
Atlanta might not be the answer you think.
But we can go on, right?
That's all a person can ever do, is just go on. Let's try to sleep now, okay?
You are the first Jew I've ever met.
Jewish. You can insult a Jew by calling him a Jew, so call him Jewish.
Okay.
I'm not ashamed of being a Jew. Quite the opposite, very proud.
It's your identity.
We are the chosen people.
Chosen for what?
Trouble, mostly. I'm sorry, my wit is too fast. We are keepers of the book. People of the book.
You mean the Bible?
The first 5 books, yes. After that, man.
Eh?
Man lives by his story. The Old Testament, full of such stories. Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, Noah, Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, Moses. But the point is, all of us live by story. And whoever tells the best story wins.
How do you know so much, Nathan?
Because the whole world interests me. There's only one thing in the world that doesn't interest me.
What?
My family's store in Atlanta. Let's get some sleep. All of our problems will still be with us tomorrow.
Shh. No more problems.
No more problems.
They hold each other, close their eyes, and are still. Night sounds as the lights fade to black. End of scene. Act 1, Scene 3. Lights begin to rise as if at sunrise. Fiona stirs, jumps to her feet, runs to exit. Off stage, we hear her retching. Nathan rises and watches her. In a few moments, Fiona re-enters.
Are you all right?
That's morning sickness. I'm pregnant.
Oh? Oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
But maybe not. Maybe it was the water we got yesterday.
It's probably the water. But it's not the water. Is it?
I don't feel good.
Have you had any other clues?
I'm not sure. I don't think I'm late.
Uh-huh.
But it's hard to keep track around here.
Oh boy.
Oh, Nathan.
Oh, my God. How did this happen?
What do you mean? How did this happen?
You're right. I'm sorry. I remember. I was there. You were there, too. I remember all of it. I don't deny anything. I'm just saying, oh, boy. Let's just hold each other for a minute. And it's such a beautiful morning.
What are we gonna do?
Maybe it's time we go to Atlanta.
They look at each other, uncertain. Then quickly load everything into the cart. Each grabs a pole, and they pull the cart off stage. Blackout. End of scene. Act 1, Scene 4. Miss Sally's house, afternoon.
You see the new one? Got a look on her face like she's too proud to be here.
I thought she looked scared.
Now she got that look in her eye like she's too good. That'll be gone soon enough.
I remember the first time I came here.
I had a sister who had the same look in her eye.
I hated it so much when I came here.
It was raining the first day I got here. I was just glad to get out of the rain.
Ever notice that all the men always want to go with the new one?
Yes, they do, but they come back around. I got regulars. I got men who ask for me by name.
Miss Sally always says you're the #1 girl.
That's right. And ain't no newcomer gonna be changing any of that.
Miss Sally enters with Fiona, who's had a bath and wears new clothes, but is not comfortable.
Girls, this here's Fiona. Oh, that's Peggy. And that's Jane.
Hi.
Where else you done this kind of work, honey?
Nowhere.
You expect us to believe that?
It was true for me. I never did this kind of work before I came here.
She didn't get them bow legs from riding horses.
I beg your pardon?
That's just my Peggy. She's a pistol.
Make yourself at home. I mean, best you can.
Guess this means we're gonna have us an auction.
Of course we are. Everybody loves an auction.
There'll only be an auction after I get beat at cards.
Fiona sits at a table and throughout what follows, quietly practices her shuffling and dealing.
What was that?
This silly thing. She thinks she can beat the gentlemen of Atlanta at their own game.
Poker? You're gonna play poker?
I sure am.
What?
I'm willing to let her try. Probably be good for business. Never been a female dealer. It'll be something new. Been sending out the word all over town.
A woman dealing cards.
That's unladylike.
You standing in this house and you talk about ladies?
You're standing in this house.
At the moment, I'm sitting.
Pretty soon, you'll be flat on your back.
Oh, just hush this. All my girls are ladies.
If my family could hear you call me a lady.
The menfolk pay for the privilege of being with you. Just remember that.
I would dearly love to forget that.
I figure I might make more money having the men in this town playing poker for this girl's virginity than I can with an auction.
Funny how we only get virgins to work here.
Were you ever one?
Same as yourself, barely.
If poker don't work, we can always have us an auction.
One night, there was $300 on that poker table, and some of it was gold.
That's right. And if the house supplies a dealer, it can take a cut. The right poker game has got to be worth more than $1 a throw. I'm a businesswoman and I'm willing to give it a try.
And you're going to be the dealer?
The dealer can play or not play.
Oh no, I want you betting every hand.
That is not our deal.
No, our deal is
Our deal is if I lose what little money I brought into this house.
But it means you're mine. You're already mine. Or did you forget that bath, these new clothes, and that food you just ate?
If I win, at the end of the night, you and I will go 50-50 on everything I've won.
90-10 on the first 100. If you make that first 100, and I'm willing to lay a side bet you won't.
And 50-50 on everything after that. That's our deal.
And you stake yourself. I ain't fronting you no money.
I know.
And if you lose your stake, you'll work in this house the same as any other lady works in this house. That's our deal.
But if I win, as long as I win, I am free of any obligation to you.
Why does she get a special deal?
Oh, how long you think she's gonna last? Playing cards against the gentlemen of this town? You got men round here don't do nothing but play cards.
Maybe she's a cheater. Maybe she knows how to cheat.
How the hell would she know how to cheat?
I don't know. Look at her. Maybe she's a cheater.
You think these men haven't seen a card shot before? If she tries a fast shuffle or a quick cut, they'll be on her. If you get caught cheating, I'll give you for free to whatever man you cheated. Or no, maybe I'll give him a $10 credit toward an auction. We'll just see how this works itself out. Gonna be a good night at Sally's.
Saturday night, full moon, and the Yankees just outside of town.
What could go wrong?
The war is good for business.
It's been slow today.
That just means it'll be extra busy tonight. You see, you got two kinds of men when it comes to dying. You got one who's gonna get down on his knees and pray. And the other one is gonna grab all the pleasure he can out of life right this minute. But this is a secret, see? The one who's doing the praying, if he sees sunrise come tomorrow morning, he's going to come down and visit Miss Sally's house too. Oh, I love this business. If the game gets big tonight, why don't you two work the downstairs? Hustle drinks.
Tea for us and whiskey for them.
They don't have to know you're drinking tea.
We've worked the downstairs before.
I like working downstairs so much better than upstairs.
Who wouldn't?
Unless you get a request, then off you go.
I get so tired of seeing the same man.
I just close my eyes.
7 is my lucky number, and I got 7 women working for me again. This is a full house at Miss Sally's. I am a fully functioning businesswoman.
You're sure in a good mood.
There's another reason for that. Just a little while ago, the last best case of good whiskey in this whole town got delivered to my back door for free.
How did that happen?
They settled the estate of old Judge Landis, and he left me a case of whiskey. He said the time he spent in this house were the best hours he ever spent in his life.
Shouldn't he have thanked one of us for that?
Oh, that sweet old fool.
Wait a minute. Old guy, tall, big mustache, half blind.
You knew he was a judge.
Had to be helped up the stairs by his manservant just to get up the stairs.
Didn't you know he was a judge?
Knew he was a judge. I just didn't know he was Judge Landis.
I guess when you met, the poor old thing couldn't talk because of the stroke.
He could talk well enough that he could ask for me by name.
Oh, he couldn't talk. He would just point.
Maybe some of that liquor should be yours.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just stop right there. I'm not going to have any wild ideas like that breaking out. I ain't sharing nothing.
That will come as no surprise to the ladies who know you, Miss Sally.
That was Judge Landis?
You didn't know that?
I bet I went upstairs with that man 20 times, and he remembers you in his will and not me.
You are a valuable member of this house, Miss Peggy.
But he didn't remember me.
We all do our part.
I don't remember you in the room with us.
I made all the arrangements.
You never had to get in bed with the old buzzard.
Well, now, if you don't like it here, you know where
I
you can go.
I should go round the corner and work for Miss Bell.
She won't give you the kind of deal I give you, nickel a throw. That's what she gives you. I pay twice that.
But she pays her girls in silver. And at the end of the week, all we get is Confederate folding money.
Trust me when I tell you, you're coming out ahead.
When you buy things, the people across the counter are always happier when you put silver in their hand instead of that folding money.
Oh, Miss Jane, did I ask you?
No, Miss Sally. You never ask.
But she's right. People rather see silver than that folding money.
But I let you keep your kitty bag. Now, ain't that so? At Miss Bell's, she don't work the kitty bag system.
What's a kitty bag?
Tips.
And there ain't one tip in my kitty bag, not one single one, that ain't Confederate money.
Oh, believe me when I tell you this, girls. You got a vested interest in the South winning this war. And all of you are doing your part.
I don't want to hear this speech again.
You have a head for business. You have to. I'm the one who makes it all possible. I'm the one who pays off the police.
Who are in here all the time?
For free.
They have the policeman's discount.
That should come out of your end.
Bad enough to sell it for a dime, but when you don't even get paid a dime.
Policeman's discount.
Oh.
Now, ladies, we don't have time to argue about things like this.
There aren't any customers right now.
That's right. Because business has been off. Because of the war. You don't know how bad business has been lately. That's why I'm willing to try something new. Lady car dealer. I'm the one makes it all possible.
I believe me and Miss Jane and a few others make it possible.
I got a labor situation breaking out in my house.
Somebody's pregnant?
No, Jane.
Oh, you just remember, if you leave this house, you leave all your dresses, you leave every bottle of perfume.
I bought
Why,
some of my own perfume.
And I bought some of my own dresses too.
Oh, girls, we don't need to argue. You got it good here. You don't even know how good you got it.
There are a lot of days where I wonder about that, Miss Sally.
Oh, y'all make me sorry I shared my good news with you. Here, I got so much work to do. All the help has run off. Little Frank, Elvira, Aggie, all gone. Only got the cook and the girl who does the laundry. And you know what that makes you? Ungrateful, every last one of you. Oh!
Miss Sally exits in an angry huff.
You want to go work for Miss Bell?
I know some girls from that house.
Me too.
Miss Bell cheats them just as bad as Miss Sally cheats us.
But she does pay in silver.
Yeah, but each of us got a kitty bag.
What do you bet every girl at Miss Bell's is hiding a kitty bag on the sly?
I bet they do. We'll have to ask them.
How much you got in yours?
About 40.
But it's all Confederate, right?
Of course. How much you got in yours?
I would tell you, but it would sound like bragging.
How much?
The judge didn't give me whiskey, but he was generous in other ways.
How much? I told you how much I have.
For a man who was half blind, he sure knew where a woman's private parts were.
How much did he give you, Peggy?
It wasn't just him. I've been saving.
How much?
I have close to $300 put away.
My goodness.
That's impressive.
And all that's tips. That wasn't no dime a throw business. Because $300 at a dime a throw, that would be
3,000 men.
nowhere close to that.
One finds comfort where one can.
Just feels like 3,000.
You're too soft for this kind of business, Jane. Always have been.
Are you really good at cards?
Sometimes.
I think it's smart you know how to play cards.
We'll find out tonight just how smart I am.
They shot a man who was cheating at cards, didn't hear one night. Shot him right in the stomach.
Mr. Robbins. He shot Mr. Wilson.
Look beneath your chair. See that stain on the floor? Blood from that very night. The net could never quite get that stain off the floor.
He go to jail?
You ain't gonna put no man named Robbins in jail. Not in this town.
Miss Sally made him pay a bad boy tax. I think it was $100. He's been banned at all the other houses.
And you're gonna deal cards? Sitting on that very spot. Let me just ask you straight out. Do you cheat?
I don't think anyone would shoot a woman, even if she was cheating. I don't think.
Miss Sally ain't gonna let you skip no auction.
That's not our deal.
You think you're gonna outsmart that old biddy? Know what her plan is? I'm just guessing, but I got a good idea.
What?
She's gonna let you drive up your price. Playing poker, that will get menfolk interested, but you're gonna lose.
That ain't necessarily so.
You will, unless you cheat, which means you'll get caught.
They're pretty good at cards around here.
And then Miss Sally will have her auction, maybe an extra special one.
Not with me.
My guess is before the night is over, you will be standing on top of this very table in them new pantaloons with that pushed up bustier, and men are going to bid on you.
I brought $12 my first night here.
I hold the record for the house, $21.
How much of that was yours?
I got my wages.
A dime? You got a dime and Miss Sally got $20 in change?
I got new dresses. I got new shoes. I got perfume.
No offense. I think you sold yourself short.
It's going to happen to you.
Not until I lose at cards.
She takes a handkerchief from her bosom, unties it, and spreads out money.
There it is. My stake. All I got. Go on. Count it.
$4 Confederate and a little silver. Barely enough to play poker in this house.
And 1 gold coin.
My word, that is a beauty.
Where'd you get that?
I've never seen one that big.
I'll trade you this 1 gold coin for $100 Confederate.
Really?
I need cash to play. I don't want to be throwing all in with 1 gold piece. I need to spread it out. Take my chances that way. 1 gold coin for 100 Confederate. And if you got it, I'd like it in small bills.
You're serious?
Of course I am. I don't want to be a whore. I'm sorry, ladies. No offense.
You hear what you just called us, Jane?
But it's true.
No, no, no. Call me a sporting lady, a lady of a night, a fallen angel, a soiled dove.
Anything except what we really are. No little girl grows up thinking she's going to be a whore by the time she's 20. You don't want this to be who you are.
No.
In the end, you'll hate yourself, barely able to live with yourself.
Now, Jane.
God, yes, I was hungry when I came here, but I'm not proud of myself for having a few square meals.
Sweetie, don't start taking on.
This place is poison. These men, these animals grunting over you, slobbering over you, not even taking off their boots when they get on top of you. Not a one knows a thing in the world about you, and they don't want to know anything.
Oh, that's true, but you don't have to talk about it.
Get away from here while you're still clean.
Where? Last night I went to 3 saloons. Not one of them will let me deal cards. The only work they let you do is the same work that gets done here.
They'll let you dance.
They won't pay you for dancing. They might let you freelance for the laying down kind of work, but those bartenders want a cut.
And I bet they want a discount too. Let me just clear up one thing here.
What?
The ones that have shoes, they take those off. The ones that wear boots, they hardly ever take those off.
I'm glad you cleared that up.
That's the difference between the gentleman trade and the soldier's trade. You need to know these things.
Oh my God. Can't we just all run away?
Where?
You got money. I got money. She's got money.
And do what? Seamstress or a governess? Or work in a store if your family owns the store. That's it. Or you can do what we do here.
We could still run away.
And do what?
Savannah. I bet they got houses just like this one in Savannah.
But you don't want to work in a house like this no more. Now, do you?
No.
So how many choices do we got?
I can't sew, don't like kids, and my people don't own a store.
But a girl has to eat. You got it, you sell it.
I've heard that one. I got to get beat at cards before I go upstairs with a man.
Hey, you got a gold coin. You could eat. You could get a room somewhere.
You could get a dress.
The saloon keeper tried to steal this, and the hotel man tried to cheat me out of it. I want to double my money. That might be enough
Enough for what?
to just go on and hope that things get better.
You don't want this to be who you are. Just run out of here right now.
I'll lay you $1 side bet that by 7 o'clock, you'll be a whore.
If you touch this life, it's like pitch, like tar. You will never get it off you. It'll be who you are now and forever.
Yes, and half you are born with and the other half you make.
What?
You don't want to be a whore.
No.
And they'll know. They always know. Worse, you'll know. All the lemon water in the world will never wash it out of you. Don't even give them one throw.
Miss Sally enters with Mr. Robbins, a man from the Southern planter class.
Miss Peggy, Mr. Robbins here asked for you by name.
Now, wait a minute. I see you got a new one.
That's Fiona. She's my card dealer.
You got a woman dealing cards?
For a while. Maybe just for tonight.
My, what is the world coming to?
You're welcome to sit down, Mr. Robbins, and try your luck.
You gonna have an auction later?
Maybe.
Because I would certainly bid on this lady.
You gotta beat me at cards first.
Really?
Really?
Now you just hold on. This is my customer. He asked for me by name.
And I'll give you a dime for your customer. And I'll trade you this gold piece for 100 Confederate.
Hey, that is a mighty fine looking piece of gold. Let me see that. You know how you test gold for purity?
You bite it. Real gold is soft. If your tooth leaves a mark, then it's good.
You know a little bit about gold. Well, mercy. I wouldn't mind winning this beauty from you playing cards.
100 Confederate for this piece of gold.
I'll give you 75.
80.
I'll make it 90.
100.
Sold. I guess we just had us an auction. Cash first, please. And Peggy, bring an extra $1 to cover your bet.
Peggy and Jane exit. Mr. Robbins sits at the table.
I'll just sit over here and watch a while. Make sure we're on the up and up.
So now, you know how to play poker.
A little. I'm sure you'll take me for everything I have. Probably even my clothes.
Boy, that'd be worth a try. Never knew a woman who played poker. Known a few who played whist. Around my house, the ladies play whist. Poker is a man's game.
How interesting.
You're an awfully good-looking woman. Why don't you stand up and turn around for me?
Oh no. Business first, pleasure later. Or maybe I have that backwards.
Oh, no. Business always comes first.
You know how to deal 5-card stud?
I guess in that game, you get 5 cards and I get 5 cards? Wouldn't that be right?
All right, Missy. You and me. Let's just play us a little poker.
Fiona begins to shuffle the cards as the lights fade to black. End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1. In full darkness before the lights rise. In the distance, the sound of creaking wagon wheels drawing closer. In a few moments, the first moans of wounded men are heard. Oh, God!
Please!
Dear God!
I can't go on.
Just put me by the side of the road and let me die!
God, please!
I can't go on!
Just let me die.
The lights rise dimly on the parlor of the Rosenblum house. Uncle Max is standing, watching the wagons pass by. The wagon wheels fade out at last to silence, as the lights rise further to reveal a table, 2 chairs, a decanter of whiskey, and 2 glasses. Seated at the table is a sick and feverish Nathan, with a crutch nearby.
Dear God. It started this morning and now look at the time. Notice the smell when those wagons go by? Your leg smells like that.
Infection might do what that bullet didn't.
You still haven't told me what happened.
There's a war on.
I know you didn't go off and join the Confederate Army.
Well, no.
So how did you get shot?
Because I'm a Jew.
That's not it. Not this time. There's something you're not telling me. In fact, there's a whole lot you're not telling me.
Has my fever gone down, Uncle Max?
Yes. And you're not flat on your back in bed, delirious and babbling. So now we can get to the bottom of this.
Would it have made you proud if I joined our boys in gray?
We have given quite enough.
Yes. And for all your sacrifices, have they taken you into their brotherhood?
Pardon?
Have you become one of them?
Whatever do you mean?
I saw those papers, Uncle Max. Just before I left, I saw them in the library.
What papers?
Change your name?
Oh, well, that's not official. I haven't filled them yet.
You think that'll fool anybody?
Not about fooling anybody. It's about fitting in.
Rogers instead of Rosenblum.
It is not for you to pass judgment.
It's not for me to try and pass.
If it would make my life easier, why not?
Would it make your life easier?
In this town it might. You know that.
Our name has been on that storefront for 60 years. So who exactly are you fooling?
I haven't changed my name yet, okay? And I know what you're doing. You're changing the subject here. Where were you for 3 weeks?
It is the most amazing, incredible irony to me. You want to be like them, and yet they think they're us.
Nathan.
Hear me out. You see, they think they come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, from Moses, from all these sons of Shem wandering in the desert. They think that's them, a bedrock belief of who they are, one they've chosen for themselves. But 3,000 years later, and they don't want to associate with the original sons of Shem, the Semites. My God, the irony is extravagant.
You are so much like your father. A brilliant man, smarter than any of us.
Thank you.
But self-destructive to a fault. Like you, he never wanted to work, drank and gambled, chased after women he wasn't married to.
I only have one of those faults.
And like you, he was always with the jokes. He could pass. Did you know that?
No, I never heard this.
One summer, he was in the party circle at the big plantations, charmed his way in with his talk and his looks and his cards.
But they found out he was Jewish.
Oh, of course they did. We never knew how he pulled it off for even a day. You know how they are about family down here. We were all amazed. But for one summer, by God, he did.
Maybe he changed his name that summer.
Oh, touché, Nathan. You have a razor for a tongue. I haven't filed those papers.
Not yet.
Well, maybe not ever. I lose both my sons to this war and still I am not one of them. I lose my wife to the heartbreak of losing our sons and still I am not one of them. Judah Benjamin is the Secretary of War, no, the Secretary of State for the whole Confederacy, and still we are not one of them. I sell the army goods from my store, sell them at cost, and still we are not one of them.
No one believes you sold them at a cost.
But it's true.
Mostly.
Do you think those Northern Protestants sell their goods at cost in this war?
Of course they don't.
So why, damn it, why?
We know why. We don't need to go there.
When I think about it, when everyone realized the true blood of your father, that's when his drinking became uncontrollable. And his card playing. Tried to take everybody for everything he could every time. What a waste of a brilliant man.
I hardly drink and I hardly play cards.
Well, you're unreliable like him. Now, you're going to tell me where you were for 3 weeks and how you got shot.
I will tell you, my hijrah, a word I borrowed from my Muslim cousins. My sojourn, my break for freedom, my little trip to college, as it were. My train's not to be tied to the counter at the Rosenblum Dry Goods Emporium.
So tell.
I took a cart
I saw that one was missing.
and went out past that little town of Sewanee.
You pulled a cart that far?
I hired a man with a horse,
Smart boy.
and I filled the cart with books and food.
I saw all the things you took from the store. Things I could have sold for a fortune. You steal from me, Nathan?
You found 2 gold coins beneath your pillow,
Ah, yes. I thought that might have been from you.
so I paid what I took,
And a good thing, too.
and the books belonged to my father.
Of course they did.
Such rare books. I am sorry I lost them.
What happened?
I went out into the country and found a spot I liked, a meadow with woods and a stream, and I sat under a tree and I read. And when my mind was full, I rested, and then I read some more.
I always said you should have been a rabbi.
And that very first evening, like out of a dream, a beautiful woman walked into that meadow.
Really?
As God is my witness, it happened.
Well now. A nice Jewish girl?
I was out in the wilds of Georgia,
I suppose one can't have everything.
but for a few weeks I did.
On the other hand, maybe it was a good thing she wasn't Jewish. My God, 3 weeks.
Yes,
What happened?
everything that you could imagine.
I have a pretty big imagination. Maybe you should tell me.
The best days of my life happened. The whole rest of my life I will compare to those days, and any new day I have will never be as good.
First of all, what you did, totally irresponsible. Second of all, this sounds like the best time you'll ever have in your life.
It was.
Okay, you've had your fun, sown some wild oats, fine. But now it's time to get serious. But before we get serious, maybe you should tell me a little bit more about your sojourn in the woods with this,
Beautiful Shiksa.
was she?
You want the salacious, the erotic, the sexual?
Well, maybe in a general way.
You are not much of a gentleman.
It's just us here. 3 weeks with a strange woman in the woods? My God, man, that's like Adam and Eve.
Exactly. And when I think of it, all the time we were eating from the tree of knowledge.
Was she blonde?
Would it make it better if she was?
I don't know. You tell me.
I already told you too much. It subtracts to tell.
Why can't you be normal?
Because that's one thing I never wanted to be.
He reaches for his crutch and tries to stand.
Ah!
Don't get up. Franklin! Franklin!
Don't call that old man. Let him sleep.
I thought you wanted to go back to bed.
Just pour me a drink. It's right there. You don't have to call for the help.
All the help has run away, all over town. Servants and slaves and field hands, all have run off to the Yankees.
Can you blame them?
Don't start this.
Did we not flee, Pharaoh?
We only own 4 slaves, Nathan.
Only.
Some plantations have 100, some have 1,000. Pharaoh had the whole Jewish people.
And we had 4. 1 you sold, 2 ran away, and the last is so old we have to take care of him instead of vice versa.
Sometimes it is so annoying to talk to you.
I guess as long as they're black people, they don't have quite as much time to worry about us, now do they? The other. You ever think about that question?
No.
It's kind of an interesting question.
Well, it's all an accident who we are.
I thought we were chosen.
We are. But if fate had been different, we would be Yankees. Grandpa Jacob was bound for New York, but a storm blew his ship into Savannah instead. Then he walked to here with a pack on his back. When he found out there was no winter down here, he danced. He loved it here. He never wanted to leave. He told me this himself.
So we adopted the local customs
Of course.
to fit in.
Oh, Nathan, you make me tired.
So we owned slaves and joined a war to kill people who don't want us to own slaves.
What is your point?
It's a great curiosity to me, sir. The accident, this irony, this identity. Because half you're born with, the other half you choose.
Why do you even think about these things?
Well, you tell me, Mr. Rosenblum. Or would that be Mr. Rogers?
I took you in and treated you as my own.
And for that, I thank you, sir. I do.
And you were almost all that I have left. You can inherit everything.
All I really want would be the books.
The store, Nathan? The store?
If it comes to me, I'd sell it to the first buyer.
My God, I could leave my money to strangers and they would show me more gratitude than you. I just turned 50. I could still start a new family.
Yeah, I suppose you could.
I need to go out for a while.
I'm sorry to drive you away.
You still haven't answered the other question. How did you get shot?
I'm not ready to tell that story, sir.
Well, I need some air. Maybe I'll walk over to Miss Sally's.
Going to visit the Gentile girls at Easy Virtue. Or do they have nice Jewish girls at Miss Sally's now?
When are you going to learn not to say everything that's on your mind? Do you know what that is called?
Civilization? No. A facsimile of civilization.
Oh, shut up. I'm sorry to leave you when you are not well, but you drive me away.
Please, go. Have yourself a good night.
Well, if you need anything, ring for Franklin. You can wake that old man up. I hear they have a lady car dealer at Miss Sally's. Maybe I'll try my luck.
Good night. I'm sorry to be so...
What? Smart?
honest.
Yeah, call it what you like. I just call it bad manners. No, worse than bad manners, ingratitude. Good night.
Uncle Max exits.
Lady car dealer. Fiona!
He grabs his crutch and tries to rise.
Ah!
Nathan falls back into his chair in great pain as the lights fade to black. Act 2, Scene 2. Late night at Miss Sally's house. Mr. Robbins is pouring himself another drink.
Should have brought my sword tonight. The old family sword.
Oh, they don't fight much at this hour, thank God. Even armies have got to sleep.
I guess that leaves the darkest part of night for just us night owls.
Oh, how right you are.
Come on, and they'll be fighting again.
Yes, sir.
It is your bet, Mr. Max?
Oh, it's the gentleman's bet.
Oh, that's right. Sir?
If a man is lucky, he might choose where he meets his end.
I suppose you're right.
I mean, my maker, in the heat of battle, like a man should.
Don't take this wrong, but there's still time.
I wasn't lucky that way, but honorably removed.
How long do you think we've got?
To the Yankees on the streets of Atlanta? Another day, 2 days.
My God.
I sure hope we ain't playing the same hand of cards when they get here.
Me either.
Now it's your bet, sir. Come on. You've been playing so well.
Like hell I have.
You won a hand.
2 hours ago.
Oh, you exaggerate.
Only reason that I'm still here is to win some of my money back.
You're probably holding the winning hand right now. Now, what's your bet, Colonel?
I almost was a colonel.
I suspected as much. How brave, how impressive.
I served.
I'm sure you did.
Honorably removed. Honorably removed from further service.
I thought we were here to forget the war.
To forget even for a few minutes is almost like a holiday.
It was my eyes.
Oh, pardon?
My eyes are so bad, I can hardly see this table. Oh, I can see my cards at the end of my hand. Her in that chair. But honorably removed.
Have you tried new glasses, sir?
Had me a pair, gave me a headache worse than a 2-day hangover.
Who did your glasses?
Old Doc Carter.
Oh, no, you don't want him. You want to go to Rabinowitz at the other end of Peachtree.
Who?
My cousin, David. The right pair of glasses could change your life, sir. All for the better.
You could maybe join the army again.
I was wearing those damn glasses that day when they said that I took my men. Both of you have gotten far too familiar with me.
I apologize.
Whose bet is it?
It's yours, sir.
All right, then. Unusually good whiskey tonight. Loosens the tongue. So your name is Rabinowitz?
No, Rosenblum. Max Rosenblum.
You own the store.
3 generations to build that store. Yes, sir. Now it's mine.
The ladies in my family are in your store all the time.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm not. They spend far too much of my precious money in there.
They get value for every dollar they spend, sir.
I guess everyone has his place. I'm a great believer in everyone has got their place. Some are born for a trade, and some are born for finer things.
It's your bet, Mr. Robbins.
What is the bet? What is to call his hand?
$3.
I call then.
So it's over to you, Miss, Ma, are you all right?
Rosenblum?
Yes.
Do you have a...
Pardon?
Nothing. I think I'll fold this hand.
Looks like I have 2 aces here. Even I can see that.
Oh, not so fast now. 2 pair, 10s and jacks.
Am I at the mercy of 2 card sharps here this game?
I am good at cards, sir, but I have never been a sharp. Now let me get this straight. I have to beat you at poker to take you upstairs?
Those are the rules.
Goodness, this must be a new rule.
I hate new rules.
I don't know. Kind of gets the blood up.
Miss Sally enters.
Miss Sally, what kind of house are you running here?
Same as always, best house in town.
Let me remind you, the mayor of this town is my cousin.
Haven't seen him in a while. You bring him around. He can get the mayor's discount.
He's busy.
Aren't we all?
He wouldn't take to playing cards just to take one of your girls upstairs.
Oh, I have other girls.
This one is new, and I want her. When's the auction?
No rule, no auction.
Never heard of such a thing.
Neither did I till this morning.
You have to win my favors.
Win? Win?
Earn them.
It's a whorehouse. It's cash and carry.
Whose deal is it?
Oh, it's the gentleman's deal.
I had money I could have used for an auction.
Me and this girl have a deal, Mr. Robbins, and I keep my word.
You know my eyes.
Yes, I do, sir. And yet you still love to play poker.
What if she's a sharp and I just can't see it?
Oh, I've been in and out of the room all night, and I haven't seen a thing.
You missed a few hands.
I've dealt straight poker, sir.
I think I need a word with this young lady. Gentlemen, will you excuse us? Fiona, come with me, please.
Fiona rises. The men rise.
I do hope you kind sirs will keep my place warm. I will be right back.
Fiona and Miss Sally exit.
Care to play a hand? It's your deal.
Seems I remember a man named Rosenblum who played cards, but he went by a different name somehow.
Maybe we should just wait until the lady gets back.
The lights fade. End of scene. Act 2, Scene 3. Miss Sally and Fiona enter.
Now enough is enough. You let that man win back some of his money.
This is what I owe you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I ever made that deal.
90 on the first 100.
You made that much?
Another 120 is on the table.
Well, I saw that, but this?
My stake was 107. So that means we split 13 more.
I wasn't out of the room that long. You are cleaning him out.
Close.
But that's the problem.
How?
You are hurting his feelings.
Oh, they're men. They don't have feelings.
Oh, the hell they don't. They're sensitive as schoolgirls and dangerous when they got their feelings hurt.
Ain't my job to smooth down their feathers.
Oh, that's every woman's job.
Not mine.
Oh, it better be. He's mean on a normal day. Now he's drunk. And you are beating him at cards.
Can I wash my face?
Oh, And he's a snake, mean coward to boot. Else he'd be out there on the front lines getting himself killed like he's supposed to.
There's another rich man out there. Now count your money and let me wash my face.
Both those men out there, they come to Miss Sally's for just one reason.
To play cards?
Ha!
I ain't gonna lay with any man unless it's my choice.
Oh, now you see here.
That's our deal. Until I get beat at cards.
If you would just let him win a little, then you'll be fine. He'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Then where's my profit? Wasted my night.
It might save your hide.
Half blind, but staring at my bosom all night long.
Better be glad he can see your bosom and not your hands. He's killed someone.
At the very table for cheating at cards, I know that. But I just made you a hell of a lot more money down here than I ever could have made upstairs in one of your beds.
I might have gotten this 90 on an auction.
I know the record for an auction in this house, Miss Sally. And I just made you 4.5 times as much.
Just how good a cheater are you?
He's so blind, I don't have to cheat.
But you know how, right? Of course you do. Or think you do.
If you tell that man I cheat, then you'll have to give him back all of his money, right?
This is what I get for giving a girl a break.
A break? What I didn't do was make a good deal front. Should have been 50-50 from the get-go.
You'll write a ticket for your own whipping, honey, or worse. And maybe me as well.
You got 90 in your hand and another 13 on the table.
Oh, don't be too smart for your own good. Men hate that in a woman.
Let me handle them.
You think you can?
I don't see that I have any other choice.
If things get out of hand, I might have to bust you out in front of everybody.
And give that man his money back?
Keep my business open.
You ain't giving back no $90.
Well, that does complicate things.
You're welcome.
And it's $103.
No, we split the 13. 96.5 is your share.
You sure you're a girl who knows how to do her figuring?
And there's one more rich man still at the table.
Well now, Mr. Max plays cards way better than Mr. Robbins. Got much better eyes. If you try tricks with him.
Tricks is what they do upstairs. Downstairs is...
What? Magic with cards?
I don't cheat.
You mean you haven't gotten caught? I would sure hate to pour burning sugar water all over a pretty little girl like you. So you best not cheat. You got gentlemen waiting. Miss Peggy! Miss Peggy, I need you! Miss Peggy!
Miss Sally exits. Fiona stares into the mirror.
You best not get caught.
Lights fade to black. Act 2, Scene 4. Mr. Robbins and Uncle Max are at the poker table.
Fletcher. That was his name. He was a Rosenblum, but he went by the name Fletcher.
Oh, yes, I vaguely remember. Something to that effect.
Any relation?
Distant cousin, many times removed, bad side of the family. I heard he passed away.
Fiona enters, crosses to the table as the men rise.
Sorry I was away so long, gentlemen.
You know, it's really pretty late. I should probably go.
Oh, no, don't say that, Mr. Max. You only played one hand.
And you won that hand, too.
Oh, yes, but
I want you to stay.
I really shouldn't.
Ain't polite to make a lady beg, but won't you stay? Pretty please, just for me.
Well, maybe one more hand.
Good. Now, it's your deal, Mr. Robbins. Call your game.
Spit in the ocean.
Now, how do you play that one?
We played it an hour ago.
Really? I've forgotten.
You haven't forgotten.
Oh, but I have. Maybe you could help me, Mr. Max. Spit in the ocean?
Oh, it's 4 cards down and 1 card up. It's a community card and a wild card. The game is also known as Wild Widow. Now, if you
I
just
think you've told her enough.
fine.
Oh, but this is just fascinating. Thank you.
The damn deck.
Oh, but of course. Consider those cards cut. Now, ante up, gentlemen.
Miss Sally enters.
Bring him in here, girls.
Peggy and Jane enter, supporting a disheveled and feverish Nathan with his one crutch.
Found him in the hall.
Says he wants to play poker.
Oh my God. Nathan, what are you doing here?
Oh, the wild, sir.
Here, put him in my chair.
Peggy and Jane seat Nathan next to Fiona.
Ah! Oh,
That man is bleeding.
of course I am. I got shot.
The sight of blood makes me faint.
She exits quickly.
What in the world are you doing out?
I felt bad about how we parted, Uncle Max.
Oh,
So I came down to beg your apology, sir.
that wasn't necessary.
Perhaps. But I'm here now. So I apologize.
Who would like a drink?
Me.
Make it 2.
Yes. Bring some more of that good whiskey y'all have tonight.
Miss Sally and Jane go behind the bar to fix drinks.
I'm plumb jealous you haven't come upstairs to see me, Mr. Robbins. Why don't we go upstairs now?
I'm in the middle of a game, Miss Peggy.
Oh, pish posh.
It is the most interesting game of poker ever.
Really?
Let me tell you what's going on here, Nathan.
Please do.
Is a game of cards better than upstairs?
Sometimes.
I bet tonight you could get the double discount. Me and Jane both. Wouldn't that be a night to remember?
Maybe. But I'm playing cards right now.
Oh, that's a pity. You should change your mind.
I won't change my mind.
Then why don't you buy me a drink, you big old handsome thing?
I am not buying you a glass of tea tonight, Miss Peggy.
Oh, listen to you. This is top shelf whiskey on the table tonight. Fact is, I need to collect for the drinks before the game resumes.
For me and my nephew.
Are you buying the bottle?
For how much?
Well, boys, I tell you what. Since the dealer is doing so well, she can buy a bottle for the table. 7 should cover it. No, better make it 10.
That's an expensive bottle.
Only the best at Miss Sally's. Now, for you, Mr. Robbins, the first bottle will only cost you 5.
Wait now. I seem to be out of cash.
Oh,
Oh, my.
My credit's good here, isn't it?
Well, Mr. Robbins, things being like they are and all, I would rather keep it on a cash and carry basis, sir, just like you said.
I don't suppose either of you gentlemen would care to lend me money.
I had a rule, Mr. Robbins. I never lend money in a bordello. It leads to complications.
What about normal business hours? You would see me then?
Well, of course, if you would like.
To discuss terms?
Yes.
Now, ain't that just like your kind?
Our kind?
Now, wait a minute, sir. You asked us. You just asked us to lend you money.
And I got a feeling we'll be damned if we do, and damned if we don't.
Terms? Ha!
A Jew would give you value for money, sir. Only a Christian expects something for nothing.
Under the circumstances, I might be induced to lend you a little money, Mr. Robbins.
Wait a minute. Almost forgot. I always carry a little extra in the garter that my socks hold up. Yes. Okay. First that bottle, Miss Sally, for that first one, too.
I knew you had money. You always have money.
You're just a big old tease.
Why don't you come upstairs with me and Miss Jane?
I hear you're gonna get a double discount.
Where's that other girl? The one dealing the cards.
Oh,
She
forget
needs
her.
to get back in here.
Oh, forget her.
You don't want her. You got us.
Where is she? Get her in here.
All right, girls. Let's go get Miss Fiona.
All right, we'll keep my wounded leg under the table.
Miss
Better
Sally,
game with
Peggy, and Jane exit.
Better game with four hands. But I guess that means I'm playing against two Rosenblums and one woman I'm pretty sure is a sharp. I carry a
Draws
remedy
his gun.
for that.
Draws his gun, holds it up, sets it on the table.
Nathan, why don't we go home?
I feel like playing cards.
No. We should go.
I couldn't walk all the way home.
I'll carry you.
I want to stay.
Nathan,
You can go home if you want, Uncle Max.
I can't leave you here.
Then stay and play. You always play better than me.
Oh, oi. Just, oi.
Fiona is brought back into the room by Peggy, Jane, and Miss Sally. Uncle Max and Mr. Robbins rise. Nathan tries to rise, but can't.
You'll have to excuse me.
It's all right. Only gentlemen need rise.
Fiona sits, the men sit.
Pull up a chair, girls. We can all watch.
No, I got enough distractions with the female form sitting right there.
If you stare at boobs long enough, you're liable to turn into one.
Go, shoot, all of you.
Oh, I want to stay and watch. Best entertainment in town at the moment.
I don't want you giving her signals. You might have been doing that all along.
Oh, Mr. Robbins.
Go on. Get out.
Oh, come on, girls. We'll sit on the porch. Maybe find some new customers. You change your mind about that double discount. You just let me know.
Yes, me and Miss Jane were really looking forward to that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, get you hussies.
Miss Sally, Peggy, and Jane exit.
I don't think we've been introduced. I'm Nathan. And you are?
Fiona McQuillan.
Why, just to say that name, it's almost like music.
I think that depends on who's playing the music.
Music is evidence that man has a soul.
I think I've heard that phrase before.
You're in a whorehouse, son. Ain't the proper place to be talking about souls.
You're in this house, sir. And you've been doing your dead level best to get me upstairs.
Any luck so far?
None whatsoever. They tell me she's a virgin, but I got my doubts.
I am fortunate to not yet be a working woman.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Only a card dealer. I've been lucky.
Luck has a way of running out.
And then skill would come into play.
I think that depends on who's playing the game.
It certainly might.
Cut those cards.
Wait! I see a gun is on the table now. We have upped the odds.
That's my equalizer.
I wouldn't call that equal, sir. I would call that privilege.
That's a good word for it. And I am going to not give up any of mine.
You make the rules.
Isn't it obvious that I do?
I don't want to play poker with a gun on the table.
I agree with her.
Cut the cards, lady.
Fiona cuts the deck. Mr. Robbins begins to deal out the cards.
I've never played cards with a weapon on the table. Never.
A gun wouldn't bother an honest person.
I think that depends on who has the gun.
An honest person would need one.
You calling me dishonest?
No. This is just a friendly game.
We have gotten past the point of this being a friendly game. I'm not going to lose money to a woman and two Hebrews.
Cards are an extension of war by any other means.
What?
It's axiomatic.
Don't start talking fancy to me, Jew boy.
I beg your pardon?
I hate it when somebody thinks they're smarter than me.
Why? You find that impossible?
Nathan!
Let's just play cards.
Everybody needs to ante up before they turn over their cards. If you're in this game, put in your dollar now or forever shut up.
Mr. Robbins throws in $1. Nathan throws in his $1, then Fiona. All eyes come to Uncle Max. Nathan throws in $1 from Uncle Max's money.
Oh, thanks.
And the wild card is the Queen of Hearts.
Entirely appropriate.
I'll pass.
I pass as well.
Oh, that makes 3 of us.
Oh, come on. I didn't deal anybody any good cards. I find that hard to believe. Ante up again, everybody. Let's build that pot.
I'm tired, gentlemen. I'm ready for this game to end.
Oh, no. None of that. It's your deal now.
Maybe the lady's right.
Before this night is over, I'm gonna win that piece of gold you traded to Miss Peggy.
You traded a piece of gold. Call your game, dealer.
5-card draw. I had a sentimental attachment to that piece of gold.
Why?
I shot the man I took it from.
Really? You shot a man?
I sure did.
Did you rob him as well?
If I did, I would feel worse about the robbing than I do about the shooting. So I've come to think of it as a loan.
Uh-huh.
I knew you were a woman not to be trusted, but I had no idea just how right I was.
Why did you shoot him?
To my way of thinking, he had it coming.
Why?
He tried to leave me.
Oh, that's not a capital offense. That's not worth shooting a man over.
He thought he had put me in a family way.
Oh.
But turns out, I wasn't in a family way.
Huh.
A person shows who they truly are when they take their chances. Would you cut the cards for me, please?
Of course.
Caps the deck smartly against the table 3 times, then cuts the cards.
Oh, Nathan, really?
The man you shot, did you kill him? There might be a reward out on you.
I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted him to remember me.
I am willing to bet everything I own he remembers.
I'm not a big enough fool to believe I was playing for your virginity, but maybe you were a little too free with your favors.
How many times have you visited this house, Mr. Robbins? Or a house just like it?
That is none of your business.
I bet 100 times. Maybe more, 1,000.
This is not proper conversation.
And each time you lay with a woman, and that woman was never your wife, never once, 1,000 times, and yet you get on your hind legs about me having a lover? One lover. What's wrong with this picture?
That is the way of natural law.
I believe you interpret nature to your own benefit.
Who doesn't? You don't get to judge me. I judge you.
Who says?
The Bible says, history says, nature says. I say.
Well, I say no. Here, now, and always. I say no.
Say no all you want, it will make no difference. You're just some woman working in a whorehouse.
I am working as a card dealer. I am not a whore.
Not yet.
One day, the world will be made in a more equal measure.
The hell it will. What nonsense, if ever it was.
Ain't all men created equal?
Men. White men. Don't it say that?
Actually, no.
That's how it's read. And it damn well always will be.
A man will share anything in this world willingly, sir. Equally. Except one thing.
What?
Power. He'll share his food, his water, his time, his love, but he will never, ever willingly share power.
That's right. That's the real golden rule right there. He who's got all the gold makes all the rules.
If I said that, if I said those very words, do you know the grief I would catch if I said those very words?
Or two who's got most guns makes all the rules. It's that's law now, huh?
Always has been, always will be.
Is it morning already? Oh my goodness, look at the time. We should go.
We playing cards. The man who was honorably wounded in the war gets to start the betting.
You must tell us about your war wound sometime, sir.
So a war by any other name. $1.
Nathan, is she the woman from the woods?
No whispering over there.
It's your bet, Uncle Max.
I'm out. I'm out. I'll fold this hand.
I call $1 and raise 2.
I fold.
Really?
Come on, you haven't even drawn cards yet.
Ain't no law in the world says I have to.
That's true.
He doesn't need your advice.
I thought the lady was a gambler. Okay, I'll see the 2.
I hold.
How many cards, gentlemen?
2.
2 for me as well.
It would be the war hero's best.
I'll raise 2.
I call the 2 and raise 3.
I call 3.
Son, I got a 10 left over here, and I'm throwing it all in. You want to gamble that kind of money to see what I got?
I think I will, sir. 10 to call.
3 jacks.
That is a very good hand.
Ha! Knew my luck would turn.
I'm curious what you threw away.
Turns over the cards.
You don't get to see my cards.
You had the winning hand.
When a player folds, you don't get to see her cards.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Wholeheartedly, I was wrong.
You didn't bet that hand?
Unless I say you don't ever get to see my cards.
I apologize again. I just had to see if I
Had your father's touch?
You didn't bet that hand? I knew you would lose your nerve.
Gentlemen, I believe I am too worn out for me to continue.
Oh, no. I'm on a roll. We gonna play.
We should go home, Nathan.
I couldn't do that, Uncle Max. It's my deal. And it might be more dangerous out there than in here.
I truly doubt that.
5-card stud is the game.
Know why 5-card stud is the best game ever?
Because you slipped the word stud in there?
No. It's the oldest game, the best game, a tradition.
Like religion.
Well, Saturday night you play poker, and Sunday you go to church.
Some do it that way. You ever find it interesting that men gamble their souls on choosing the right religion? And yet most of us are just born into our religion.
Nathan, would you not?
Cut the cards, Uncle Max.
Uncle Max cuts the cards. Nathan taps the deck once, twice, 3 times on the table.
Oh, God, please.
Has it ever occurred to you that mankind's greatest religion is tradition?
Pardon?
He begins to deal the cards.
It isn't Christian or Jewish or Muslim. It's tradition. A role you're born into. Accident of birth.
Baptist has always been good enough for me.
Was Moses a Baptist, sir?
Probably.
Oh, no, sir. Not at all. You see, Moses was a Sephardic Jew.
A what?
Sephardic Jew. With brown skin. Desert brown. Come to think of it. So was Jesus. Brown.
Nathan, don't. Just don't.
And you know what? Neither Moses nor Jesus ever spoke a word of English.
That is not true.
At that moment in time, sir, the English language didn't exist.
Of course it did.
You are entirely mistaken.
This card game isn't dangerous enough.
You are stomping all over some holy ground here, son. You best be shutting up.
He's right. Shut up for once.
Which brings up another interesting question. What do you think Adam and Eve looked like?
Stop!
I bet you got some sort of smart-ass answer.
Adam and Eve were probably as black as your blackest slave. And you know what? They didn't speak a word of English either.
Why, you low-life son of a bitch!
Mr. Robbins rises and grabs his gun. Fiona rises at the same moment with a small gun in her hand.
I won't take this from a goddamn Jew.
Mr. Robbins!
Fiona fires. Mr. Robbins staggers, fires his gun into the floor, and falls to it, dead.
Oh, my God!
Miss Sally, Peggy, and Jane enter on the run.
Oh my God. No, not in my house. No.
Oh,
Didn't take a gypsy. Didn't know trouble was coming.
I don't want this in my house.
you shot him?
You shooting at me.
Oh, that don't make no difference. That's Mr. Robbins. They'll hang you.
He shot first.
I heard 2 shots.
Me too.
Peggy, run and get the sheriff.
He's a friend of yours, not mine.
Oh, Jane, run, get the sheriff.
On a day like today? No.
Oh, 50,000 new men coming to town and I'm going to lose my business? God damn you. I'll send the laundry girl.
Miss Sally exits on the run.
If you want to live, you better run.
She's right.
Just go out the back door and keep going.
Never been a better day to get lost in the confusion.
Why? Why talk to the man like that?
I'd rather be killed for being a free thinker, not killed for being a card cheat.
You distracted him with talk.
Yes, while I dealt you the winning hand. A second time. Turn over those cards.
Turns over each hand of cards on the table.
You did this to save me?
Yes, and then you saved me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Sally enters, running.
Fire! Fire! Other end of the block!
Oh my, run for your life.
I knew I'd burn in hell.
Come on, Jane.
Girls, help me carry some things out of the house. Girls, wait!
Peggy, Jane, and Miss Sally exit.
We need to get out of here.
You can't carry me and I can't walk.
There's a cot behind the store. I'll get it. But you got to help me pull him home.
Bring us some clothes from the store.
Yes, please. I'm tired of being dressed like this, Mr. Max.
Nathan, we could hide her upstairs. In one of the bedrooms. She could have both bedrooms. I'll be back.
He exits, running.
Ah!
Your leg hurt?
Yes.
It's supposed to.
Well, that part of your plan worked.
My problem is I never plan anything. Things just happen.
You know what made me lose my nerve? About bringing you to Atlanta.
Nathan, this better be good.
I thought my Uncle Max would go crazy if I brought home a Gentile woman. Now I see he likes you too much.
I got experience with men who like me too much but pay me too little mind. Turns out I shot 2 of them.
I'll always keep that in mind.
You're the only man I ever loved, Nathan. And You tried to run away from me at exactly the wrong time.
I'm sorry. It was wrong of me. Very wrong.
I'm sorry about shooting you, and sorry about the gold coin.
So we're even?
Are we?
On our worst day, any of us can do terrible things.
We choose what we are, or so you told me.
Or we can choose to forgive. It goes both ways.
You'll never have what you had from me before. You will never have my whole entire pure heart again. And it's not there for you anymore. I'll miss that.
Your heart could change.
I don't think so, but you're welcome to try.
Of course.
I wouldn't mind seeing your uncle's house at least once.
Yes.
Or seeing what clothes he brings home from that store.
Sure.
I kind of like him.
Uncle Max? He's normal.
I could use some normal right now.
Okay.
But from the get-go, I want you to understand you are not the reason I'm going. Not the whole reason, but it's not like I got a lot of choices around here.
I understand.
I don't think you do, but you will.
She looks at Mr. Robbins on the floor.
Ugh. He's an ugly thing.
Yes, he is.
And he's not out of my life.
Mine either. Dead wasps can still sting you.
A dead one might even kill you. Let's take the money. We earned it.
They gathered the money from the table. As the stage is bathed in red light, there's an increasing roar of flames from outside.
You can smell the smoke.
Atlanta is burning.
After destruction, there is always transformation.
You'll have to explain that one to me later.
Gets him under his arm to carry him.
Come on, ain't nothing left to do but get you home.
And we'll go on.
If we don't burn up.
We'll go on.
And if they don't hang me and the Yankees don't kill us.
We'll go on.
If we hurry.
Come on.
We'll go on.
Yes.
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 They exit. The lights fade to black.